So I just wanted to go over very quickly investigating errors, because as you go on as a Python developer, you'll realize that being able to look into errors and find out what's actually going on is incredibly important, because especially when you're starting on new projects using new modules that you never used before, it may be confusing when you get errors that don't make sense. So I just want to go over some ways that we can kind of help ourselves out here. Let's say, for example, we want to import random. Okay, so there's an error. Now the first thing to do is look at where it's pointing to. So it's pointing to this line of code. So let's say if I were to then underneath say, A equals this, B equals that, 1 plus 2, whatever, it's going to be pointing to where the error is, which is on this line. It says module not found error, no module named randomo. So we look at this and we think, oh, okay, well that's kind of obvious what the problem is. I've misspelled random. Fantastic. So what happens if we come across an error that we haven't seen before? Let's try doing a letter. Let's try doing like G plus 8, for example. It says name error, name G is not defined. Let's just say for argument's sake, we're not sure what's going on here. We haven't come across this error before. What you can do, and it's very helpful, is that if you search for this online, so you literally just copy the name of the error, what it's saying, and then we have a look, and usually Stack Overflow is going to be the first thing that appears. So Stack Overflow is a fantastic website for looking at similar errors that people have come across. So this is where someone's written what their problem is. We don't, in this context, need to see exactly what's going on, but we can have a look at some of the answers. So it seems what people are saying is that all the characters in Cole didn't have quotations around them. So let's have a look at the top, what he's done. So we look at this Cole, and he's put A, B, C, D, E, F, G without quotations. It seems like he got a similar error to us, and people are saying, yeah, the problem is here, it's supposed to contain strings. So let's go back to ours and see if that helps at all. Okay, we realize that this isn't a string. So now if we try it this time, okay, now we've got a new error. And let's say for argument's sake we don't know what's going on here either. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got another Stack Overflow come up. We can have a look at it. This is the question that someone's saying, I'm new to coding, and they're saying that they're getting this error. So the error is up at the top here, getting a type error cannot concatenate string. So here it's saying, Python's working a bit different to JavaScript. The value you are concatenating needs to be both integer or string. So for example, the code below will throw an error. So it's saying, oh, okay, you could, for example, change that into a string. So we can go back to here, and we could, for example, change this number to a string, and that's working fine now. So what I'm trying to get across is, first of all, if an error comes up, you want to look on what line, because it's kind of intimidating the first time you see these things. You don't know where to look because there's lots of things going on. At the top here, it gives you the name of the error. Sometimes that's a useful indicator to what's going on. Module not found error. So it's obvious that the module you're trying to import, there's some problem there. It also points to the line, so you can see the exact code that you have written, and then at the bottom, it gives you a bit more detail. No module named randomo. If at this point you're still not sure what's going on or how you can fix it, that's when you can just copy this problem, whatever the error says, and just Google it. And you can look at the Stack Overflow options you have. As you can see, the first five, they're all Stack Overflow. So you can just have a look at that. So as you do more practicals in Python, you may have some errors coming up and you're not sure why it's happening. And getting into the habit of first of all trying to work it out yourself and then Googling it on Stack Overflow if you can't find a solution then, it's a great habit to get into, because even if you've been coding for 10 years, you're still going to be looking at this kind of stuff, believe me. So essentially, have a go at this yourself. When you're going through the practicals coming up, if you get errors, try and get into this habit of, okay, let's read through the error first, see if I can solve it. If not, let's go on to our search engine and we'll probably find something on Stack Overflow. So that's the end of this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.